And that's David Merrill and Adrienne Smith. Adrienne is the queen of relationship marketing, and today I have her on. Thank you, Adrienne. Tell me how you did this, because I tried to get on your blog. I get a little bleep, when you put it up, and I'm always number 74. I can't be number one. What's going on?
I have no idea. I mean, people always say, well, how do you do this? I said, I don't know. I'm just being me.
It's great. I think it's great.
I love people. I love connecting with people. I love reading other people's blogs. I love commenting. So I think what it started was just, I told everybody when I started doing this, I started visiting 5 blogs a day and just commenting. And I was very uncomfortable with it at first because I really didn't think that anybody would care what I had to say. I really didn't. So because I am older, and you guys get that,
yep.
I just kind of used some of my own personal relationships or experiences from what they were sharing. And I think people just started, like, oh my gosh, you mean she doesn't know everything either? Yay! And they just started seeing, like, I'm a real person, and I admit when I screw up, and I admit not knowing everything, and I admit being a slow learner, and, I'm not technical, I'm really not, but I love to learn, and I mean, I'll spend hours on something trying to figure the darn thing out.
So it's all about being yourself, I guess, huh?
Yeah, it's just being yourself, and I always heard everybody say that, but I did think, I guess because you see a lot of the chatter online, you see certain clicks, and you don't think that you would actually relate to those people or feel that you would be in that particular clique, because I was never the popular kid ever. So I guess I still look at myself.
Now you are.
Now
you're the popular kid in town.
And everybody's saying, "How did you do it?" And I'm like, I don't know.
Well, I think that's from being honest, from being just being you, and that's what attracts so many people to your blog. Because I mean, I'm an avid reader of your blogs. I love them, and every time I read them, I could hear your voice. I could hear your voice, your little accent, your little Southern accent.
No, Donna, you have the accent.
I know.
I don't have an accent. When everybody says, "Oh, I love how you talk," and I'm like, I don't talk like anything, guys.
That's right.
David laughs at me because he can't understand my Brooklyn accent. Like if I say, "Come here," and he's like, "What? Come here," because we chop everything off, and I just love accents, But when I do read your blog, I could hear it, and the way you write. I mean, even if you're ranting about something a little bit, you rant like a lady.
So where do you find all your stuff to blog about, Adrienne?
Huh?
Everybody always asks me, how do you get stuff to blog about? Where do you start when you want to write a blog post?
I started off by just things that I learned. Whatever I was learning at the moment, I thought, oh my gosh, that is so cool. Certainly somebody else is going to know about this, So I just started sharing what I was learning and tips that I was picking up. And then, of course, my last several posts, I kind of got on a little rant, and I do that every once in a while.
Those are fun. Those are fun. I love
it's just when I hear enough people complain about something, or I've heard it enough, then I think, okay, that would make a great post, because obviously if these people are saying it, and I'm feeling it, somebody else out there has got to. And the thing about me is, and I know that, my own mentor tells me, stop that, cut that out.
Yeah.
But I was once a beginner, and I had nobody to ask. And a lot of these people that are making a lot of these mistakes online really seriously do not know any better. And I can't get mad at them. Now, the ones that do know better and keep doing it, oh yeah, I'll cut them off by the knees. No problem. I'm not going to lose any sleep over it. But the ones that really don't know any better and really want the constructive criticism and really want to know that, I would like to share that with them. So I try to bring my post to them in that way, that I really do want to make it simple and easy for them to understand and learn. Because I really seriously know that a lot of people are just following the wrong people, because when I started out, I had a lot of these so-called gurus telling me all of the wrong things. And they would say, you have to stick with it for several months because you're going to see results. 6 months later, still the wrong thing. You know,
Yes.
so I get that. I get that even these top guru people really don't have your best interest at heart. They really don't, and it's kind of sad. But
Or sometimes they may think they do, but they're going down the wrong path. And if you just say, okay, I'll follow you, you end up going down the wrong path together. And so you have to kind of assess where you're going before you start this thing about I'm going to do this every day for 6 months. Make sure that it's what you want to do for every day for 6 months.
yeah,
Exactly. I mean, we've been through it too, and we had those so-called gurus telling us what to do, and then you kind of listen. And that's what I like about your blog is that you are always getting to the heart of people, the heart and soul, and like leaving it up to them. It's like, here, this is what I learned, but if it's for you, do it. If it's not, hey.
this is my personal opinion. This
Yes.
is what I do.
Yes.
This is not God's word.
Yes.
This is just little old me over here. This is what I have learned. This is what works for me. As you can tell, it's working. So, if this is what you would like to do it. If not, that's okay too.
Yeah, and I know I know that your mentor had told you, well, you can't do it that way. I mean, we had a discussion about that, and you just kept doing it your own way, and you are achieving a lot of success from your own way because that's who you are. So
Yeah.
I think when we do have mentors, we're always learning, we're always taking classes, whatever. But we have to find our own balance, and that's what you did, and that's what makes you the queen here, because that's what they call you.
I know.
And you're like, what?
What's
But
going on with that?
I mean, I go to your blog, and I'm like, what the heck is going on? Like I try to be first because I'm always in competition with myself, and I'm like, I'm going to be first this time. And by the time I get there, I'm like 72. But you have a great following, and I know we did guest posts together, and some of your friends like me, some of my friends like you, and I think that worked out really well because both of us are kind of doing this similar things. We're out there trying to teach people whatever we learn, and that's what we do. Where David, he does more technical stuff and all of that. That's why I had to marry him because he had. He does all that technical stuff, and I'm trying to learn that.
What happened was she got stuck with her blog post one day. She didn't know how to put a widget on the right side, so she called me and promised to marry me if I did it. And that's our romance story. Not really.
No. We have lots of
that happened way before blogs came along.
Oh yeah, 22 years ago. God,
yeah.
Talk about time travel.
I didn't know what a blog was then.
No one did. But let me ask you a question. I was thinking of you, and I'm getting emails from companies because they say, oh, we like your blog because, and they name some things in my blogs. And I think it's because of the numbers, or I don't know. I don't check out my Google and ranking or Alexa. I never do. I don't SEO anything. I just blab, you know. And I think I'm a 4 or a 3. Who knows? I mean, to me that doesn't matter. I just do what I do. And I'm getting emails from companies saying, "Can I put a post on your blog?" And I'm like, "Hell no." My friends can, and others, but. Has that been happening to you? Have you been approached by anyone lately?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
All the time.
I can imagine, yeah. And
all the time I get emails, I'd like to write, and this is the topic, and if you'd like to see something, I'd like to send it over. And I just politely answer them and say, I do accept guest posting, but it's by invitation only. You have to be a regular visitor of my blog, and you have to be a regular commenter.
Right.
If so, then I will invite you to write a post, but at this time, I only accept one a month, and I've already got them lined up for the rest of the year.
Me too. Yeah, I have them lined up. And they're all our buddies, and our friends and people we know and trust. And because I'm getting these, tons of emails, and I'm like, what?
That's because there's a lot of visitors come to your blog, and they know that if they can get in front of your visitors and your readers, then they might get a little bit of business out of it.
Yeah.
Free advertising.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't do that. And then that just crashes your whole blog. I
But
mean,
that's what a lot of people do. I mean,
yeah,
that's actually what a lot of people do. But I think we're in our own little world over here where we actually care about our readers. And,
exactly.
I want my readers to benefit from all of my community.
Right,
And
right.
that's why I do it.
Hmm.
But I want to introduce you guys to the rest of my readers to get you some more visitors and things because there's a lot of things that you all write about that I don't.
Exactly.
I don't know everything. Oh
Well,
my
that's
goodness.
it. That's it. No one knows everything, but no one wants to admit that. But
I do not know everything. I'm in my own little world. There's certain things that I do know, and that's why I love my blogging community because I can go to somebody else that knows something. So watch out, David, when technical issues come about. I
oh
have
yeah,
another guy in India, Ash Finney, who I go to and ask for, questions about things every once in a while. And he's always been such a doll helping me. I hope to, I don't overwhelm him, but you've got different people in the blogging community that can help you with different things like that.
oh
So
yeah. That's why I love blogging. Because and I'm always amazed every day when I
yeah,
get on there and I say, oh, I have a question and or I'll put something up on Facebook and all of a sudden my community comes on and tries to help me.
yeah.
I had this Facebook slap recently and they're like, that's not fair. You have to do this. And all my techie guys came on and it's so wonderful because they're on the other side of the world. And,
Yeah.
you make friends with these people. And I think it's just a great place to be. I mean, I want to, I like to live there just like you like to live there.
Yeah.
And David does the technical stuff. So if you ever need any
Yeah,
help with that.
yeah. Well, wait a minute. I do a little bit of technical
Oh,
stuff,
come
and
on.
and I actually got pretty wound up with stuff, and I didn't know what to do, and I talked to one of the guys in our community, Kelvin Miles, and boy, he just picked up the ball and he said no problem. Stuff that I would have taken 6 months to even try to understand. So, that's the way it works in these blogging communities. Is everybody's got their own special thing that they can do, and we all help each other out. It's really great.
And that's one of the reasons why I always tell people to build those relationships.
Exactly.
Because just like Cullen or just like Ash Finney, or just like you and me, we might not end up working together or, being in each other's business or whatever. But, because we built up that relationship, there might be something that I need that you can help me with or David can help me with or somebody else can help me with. And then maybe later down the road as things change and we evolve, there might be something that we end up doing together. You
Exactly.
just never know where it's going to lead, but that's why those relationships are important. And you support each other.
Exactly.
You come to each other's blog, you comment, you bring more people in.
Hmm.
That's how it all works. And I know people say, well, it's so time consuming. I don't know. I personally think it's kind of fun.
I think
It's your business.
you have to love it, and it's not time consuming. And I think in one of our morning coffee chats, we were telling people how sometimes we stay up at 3 in the morning, and because we're so into something, and
Yeah.
and someone on the other side of the world, it's their morning, and I want to talk to them, and we're just so into it, and it's like, oh. We look at the clock and we're like, is it 3 o'clock in the morning? Oh boy, we should go to bed. And we just have a great time. We
But
enjoy
you're
it.
enjoying it.
Yeah, you have to do what you love. And
Yeah, like they say, well, you're always on, you're everywhere. How do you do that? And I said, well, I don't have the family here. I don't have the kids running around. I can stay on the computer as long as I darn well want.
that's right.
And I'm having a great time. So,
Well, that's it. Yeah, that's it.
it's
I
not
think.
like, this is, oh my God, this is such hard work. I just can't stand it.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, and a lot of people do complain, and I'm like,
Yeah.
well, then you're in the wrong place.
Yeah, and you're not doing what you really love.
And I know both you and I and David and most of our little clique here always tell people the truth that you're not going to come online and make quick cash. It doesn't work. It's not, you don't make money from just blogging. You make relationships, and then from there, you can, you could do your lists and you could do whatever, pay-per-click or whatever David does with my stuff. I don't know. But
Kidding, David.
your blog is
I
just
hawk it.
hawks me. But your blog is your social proof. And then, we were talking about this the other day because we're working on this email list to sell a product. And one of the trainings said, go back, send your list to your blog post that's relevant. and they go to your blog post and they see everybody interacting, and they see good comments. I mean, I know you and I have great commenters. I mean, they write blog posts to the comments.
Yeah.
We do too, but
Yeah.
but that's the fun of it all. And they see that and they get social proof, and they're like, wow, So the blog is a very important place to be, and I know yours is. So, if you want to sell me the Brooklyn Bridge tomorrow and I don't know you, I can trust you because I can go to your blog and say, well, these are all organic followers. This is great. Look at all these people, So
Yeah.
that's what I think is very important.
Yeah. I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
It's like a real-time, steady stream of testimonials.
Yeah.
Really, your blog. I mean, people see that you're real, that you're there today, that these blog posts aren't 2 years old, and that people are out there telling you that it's helpful. Those are testimonials.
Yeah. I had a guy comment yesterday that had come over from another friend of mine's blog, and he said, I've never been here. I don't blog. I'm thinking of it. But the only reason that I'm coming to yours is because he recommended it. And if he recommended it, then it's something I need to pay attention to.
Exactly.
So, yeah.
Yeah. Don't you love when that happens? I love when that happens.
So much fun. I was like, well, if you need any help with that blog,
yeah.
No.
Well, especially now with all the trouble Facebook is having, and all the social sites. Our blog is one thing that no one can take away. Our blog is our home base and all of that. So we could always collect emails or whatever and still be in touch with people. So it's a very important place. It needs all that, all that stuff that we do. So, yeah. So, and then if I go to your blog and I just see all that stuff, I'm like, my God, 103 comments. But they're good comments. It's not like, you're using an automated thing where it's like, great job. I mean, I don't accept that. I don't accept avatars. Unless I like real people, and I don't accept anyone unless I know that they're, I know them, and I know that they're having trouble or they're changing their picture or whatever. So a lot of times, and no automated responses. I mean, you must have a lot of that coming on too, huh?
Yeah. And I still have a lot that I delete.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah,
everybody wants a voice.
I do accept a few that don't have the gravatar only because I can tell from their comments they're new.
Mm-hmm. Exactly, yeah.
But I will let them know, hey, look, you need to get this up. This is why it's important, So I always throw that little lesson in there and then send them off to a post to learn and read because I want to help them. Like I have one guy that comments a lot, and I don't approve any of them because it's
I know that guy.
Website advertisement that he's into. So he emailed me, and he said, "Hey, look, I noticed you're not approving any of my comments, but I really want to understand all this kind of stuff." And so I just explained to him why, and he understood. And he said, "Well, I totally understand that. I really do, but I'm still going to come by and comment because I like your blog and I'm learning from it." And I said, "Well, thank you. I appreciate that. When you get ready to get serious with the blog, you come."
Exactly.
Do not share your product on blogs because that is why you're not getting approved.
Yeah.
People want to interact with people. You're just advertising. And then he even came back and said that some of his friends were sending him notices that they were fixing to delete him off of Facebook because of all the advertisements he's posting.
Yeah. That's
well, now, Adrienne, you can accept a comment and disable their link backs. Is that right?
Yeah.
So do you do that, or you don't like to do that?
Sometimes I do, but I know that after the first couple of comments that I have to approve. It's automatic, and it just depends on the person.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I like to help people, but if they don't want to be helped and they're still consistent with what they're doing, then no, I don't want to accept them. And a few of them, I blacklisted them.
Yeah.
So they go straight to spam.
Exactly.
I've tried. I really do. Like I said, I want everybody to learn, but if they're not willing to take that extra step, they can just go do it on somebody else's blog. They're just not going to do it on mine.
Exactly, because they'll just ruin your blog, your backlinks. And that's true leadership. I know I try to do that when someone constantly sends me to, I don't mind people sending me to their sales, the 90-10 rule or 80-20. That's fine. I'll promote them. But when they're constantly giving me sales pages, I'll email them and say, I'm really sorry, even if I know them. And I've known them for a long time. And they started doing this, micro niches and stuff. And I was like, put me on your own blog, and
Yeah.
because I can't do that. And now the trouble with the Empower blogs and stuff, and because of my Facebook book slap, that's why I wrote that big, blog. And David and I opened up a Facebook page, which you're going to be on for our morning coffee. And just trying to get people to understand, because I have a lot of people from Empower that are lost. These are people who never blogged. They're they're really lost. They don't know what to do, and everything is like, it's all that mentality, that mindset. Bye, bye, bye. And they want to learn. So I have two of them already that just set up their own WordPress blog.
Good.
And and they come over and they enjoy what we're doing, and so that's our main focus. I think it all started from that, and we
Yeah.
got the aha moment. Let's do something for the community if Facebook is still alive.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. That was a big learning experience for a lot of people.
it was. It really was.
And I think really maybe that had to happen to wake up a bunch of people.
I think so. It's a good thing.
Yeah, I
It-
think
it-
so too. They'll come back strong. It's no problem.
Oh yeah, they're gonna come up and back, and they got to settle out the kinks. But,
Oh yeah, they'll figure something out.
yeah. But I would just tell everybody, go to Adrienne's blog and check her out and see what she's doing and emulate that behavior. Well, I see my time's running out, and I know you're busy today, but I enjoyed chatting with you once again.
I always enjoy chatting with you. And
I love it.
David, it's great to see you in
Hey,
person.
good to have coffee together.
We're having our coffee.
I have water. I don't drink coffee.
Oh well, hey, you're still in the club. It's okay.
It's okay.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Well, how does one reach you? Your website is
AdrienneSmith.net, and it's ADRIENNE.
We're gonna write it into the little, what do you call it, a
No.
status thing. I don't do the social media thing. You write it in that little white box.
in
We'll
the little
put it
white
in there.
box.
Come by for a visit. I'm sure there's something on my blog that you're going to find and you're going to learn that you didn't know.
That's right. Yeah, David never does this. He's like under the hood these days, but hey,
You ought to stop by, David, and get out more.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. I gotta get out of the house once in a while.
yeah.
I mean,
Yes.
out of the whatever I'm in, the funk.
He's lost in space. If you put a camera and seen us working in our living room with 3 dogs around us, we have an office, but we never end up in there.
Yeah.
And I have my office that I do my consultations, and that's what that's the only time I use it. But we're in the living room with these tables and wires and dogs around us, and like we're not talking to each other. And sometimes we message each other like want dinner.
It's like the asylum.
I wouldn't be doing that. I'd be shouting, "Hey, David, what's happening?"
I mean,
Come on,
sometimes you
David, I need your
get
help.
so into it, and or the dogs are barking, and we're just like, shut up, But thank you, Adrienne. I really appreciate
All right,
you
guys.
coming on.
Thank you for having me. I really enjoyed it.
Oh, have a good day. Have a good weekend, and
I'll do it.
enjoy your mom.
I
Oh,
will.
thanks,
Okay.
Adrienne.
Okay,
Bye.
bye, guys.
Bye.
Donna, you got a clip.